Hey guys, IceWire here, and today we're going to be sitting down and having a chat once again about Jurassic World Evolution, but this time instead of talking about carnivores, we're going to talk about the herbivores. A couple days ago I covered all the confirmed carnivores, and originally I was going to cover all the herbivores, however I ran into some issues with, well, just listen. Next up we have the Gigantspinosaurus. Now, I probably butchered that. Why do dinosaurs have weird names? Then we have the... oh god. How do you say that? Pachycephalosaurus? I don't know how to pronounce that. Good god. So to avoid that mess from happening in this video, I'm going to take a viewer suggestion and instead talk about the top 5 herbivores from Jurassic World Evolution that I'm most excited for and why I think they're rad. So, strap in folks, let's get right into it. So like I said, to keep things from getting too cluttered, I'll be listing my top 5 herbivores and some honourable mentions. And to kick off my list in no particular order, number 5 is the Apatosaurus. I like that we're getting a wider variety of sauropods, and Apatosaurus in particular is really exciting for me, as it's the species of a certain character I used to watch when I was little. That last word right there is a big hint. I was a big fan of The Land Before Time as a kid, and Littlefoot was my favourite character, hands down. So finding out that the Apatosaurus is what species Littlefoot was just makes me stupidly nostalgically excited to have one in my park. I'm also a really big fan of just the overall character design for the Apatosaurus, how the head is a lot smaller than the body, which I think is common for most sauropods, so like a lot of like long-necked dinosaurs, that's very common, but just look at the Apatosaurus, it looks so cute and derpy with its tiny little face. I love it. It's great. That, and I think it's cool because it's a more unique sauropod to have in your park. I mean, in the past, with JPOG, we've had the Camarasaurus and the Brachiosaurus. We haven't really branched off from those two, so having a newer addition like the Apatosaurus in the roster just gives you more of a variety to choose from, and I think that's really great. And the Apatosaurus in particular, I'm really excited for, and that is why it has made it into my list. Next up at number 4 is the Pentaceratops. Now the first thing that got me really excited looking at this dinosaur is the horns. Look at the bloody things, it looks really badass. But at the same time, just from looking at its face, it has this almost gentleness about it. Like, it looks content a lot of the time, and to me that makes me like it even more. It may sound a bit odd, but that's the sort of thing that's part of what makes me lean towards liking something, especially in video games, and in the Pentaceratops' case, it has definitely done its magic. It looks really unique, and just from the facial design alone, it feels like this dinosaur has some emotion behind those calm looking eyes. And that's important in any game, for your characters to feel alive and breathing and like feeling, whether they're human or an animal. Overall, the Pentaceratops I think is a really lovely addition. I can't wait to have one of them in the park and just see how it goes about its daily life. And also how it fights, because like I said earlier, look at those horns. Coming up at number 3 is the Nodosaurus. Now if you don't know what the heck it is, it's an ankylosaurian or armoured dinosaur that lived in North America. In easier terms, it's an absolute unit. Just the biggest boy. A complete lad, if you will. Yet at the same time, it's kind of adorable. Now, gushing about its cuteness aside, something in particular that I like about the Nodo is the attack animation. Unlike most of its counterparts like the Ankylosaurus, it doesn't have a tail club. Instead, it just full-on rams itself into shit using the armor on its back, and it's glorious. It just hurls itself towards whatever the heck it's attacking. And I can't wait to see it in action, and just how it may stack up against a carnivore. It was really hard choosing which one to put into this list. I was thinking Ankylosaurus at first, but then I started thinking about the Nodosaurus, and you know, I got swayed more towards the Nodosaurus as it was a newer dinosaur and something that I found really interesting. Number 2 is the Drecker Eggs. Now I didn't know much about it when I first saw its name, and I just thought it was made up. It sounds like a Harry Potter creature. So I looked it up and holy crap on a stick, it looks great. It's pretty much a small dragon looking plant eater and I adore everything about it. It's part of the same family as the Pachycephalosaurus. The size and specifically the facial features are what intrigue me the most because it just looks so much like a dragon. Like, it feels like you have a dragon in your park. And as someone who's had a big fascination with dragons ever since I was a small wee child, the Drecker Eggs makes me super excited, and you bet your ass I'm gonna have some in my park. Before I get into my number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Now we've got the Brachiosaurus because obviously it's a classic, and you know, it's one of the staples of Jurassic Park, I feel, along with, you know, the T-Rex and the Velociraptors. The Brachiosaurus has always been kind of there. I mean, from the first movie, that was like the first dinosaur that we saw in action was the Brachiosaurus, just chilling and eating a tree, you know? It was great. That, and I just have a special place in my heart for, you know, sauropods, to be honest. I think they're great. Then there's also the Pachycephalosaurus. Once again, it is also an all-time favorite, and I just think the overall this look of the Pachycephalosaurus looks amazing. It's got a really unique like head shape, and it's always been like a favorite of mine ever since I was little. Sauropelta is a new dinosaur that I'm also pretty damn excited for too. Just the spikes that come out from behind its front legs, it just makes it look like you don't want to mess with it. Yet at the same time, it's really cute. How is it so cute, yet so menacing at the same time? I don't understand. It's just, While I love all of these herbivores, the number 1 spot, however, goes to the Pachycephalosaurus. Now the reason why the Pachy is my number 1 is simply because, well, it's my favorite dinosaur. Like, it beats out T-Rex. I really love the Pachy, okay? The first time I ever saw it was in The Lost World, and I thought that the sounds that it made, how it looked, and how it fought was just really bloody cool. I remember watching the bit where those Indian guys were like trying to rope it. I don't know, they had like some sort of like neck noose thing, and they were like trying to get it on there, and it just, it wasn't having it at all, and I loved it. And in one of the gameplay trailers that came out for Evolution, you see 2 of them butting heads, and I just got really, really happy about it. Almost just a ridiculous amount of happiness about it. The Pachy has always been fascinating to me, and that's why it's my number 1 pick from my list of herbivores that I am most excited for. And yeah, that is my whole list summed up. I know this video was a bit shorter than my carnival video, however, I just wanted to quickly sit down and talk about herbivores that I was most excited about without flubbing on trying to go through all of the names, because that just would have been bad for everyone, you know? Like, you don't want to hear that. It's kind of bad. You don't want to even hear the full version of that clip. But yeah, no, that is my full list, and I would love to hear what you think of it down in the comments below. What are your top 5 favorite herbivores that you are most looking forward to? I would love to hear it. Just, yeah, let me know down below and we can get a conversation going. If you like this, please give it a like, and if you think I deserve it at all, do consider subscribing, as not only am I a variety channel, but I do plan on doing a lot of Jurassic World Evolution content, including a Let's Play when it does come out. I've pre-ordered the game and I am good to go, son. I am fucking ready. I'm fucking ready for this shit. Do consider checking out my Patreon, as it really does fuel the growth of my content's quality, and it helps me make videos for you guys on the channel. A massive thank you to my current patrons, which are of course Cosmoronic, Nicholas Montoya, and Caroline Richardson. You guys are awesome, and if you want to see your name on this list or right here, then consider checking out the Patreon. You can see your name as well as get a whole bunch of cool rewards for as little as $2 a month. And as always, it is IceWire signing off, and I'll see you introverts later next time on the channel. Have a lovely day / night wherever you are in the world. Bye!